Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Flores.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Hussein.
Here.
Jost. Here. Masajan. Here. Pelletier here. Hugo. Here. Thank you. All right. Next, I will make a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes from May 12th, 2022. Any comments, corrections, questions?
There were a couple of things that I noticed that I corrected on the versions to be signed that I believe on the, you got, there were a couple of commas that were just left in. Those answering roll call were trustees, comma, so I removed that comma. And then also under April 2022 financial report, that also, and then, yeah, so I fixed those on the signed version, so just wanted to let everyone know.
Thank you for being live. So, since you did make a couple of changes, we'll have the motion be as amended, yeah.
All those in favor of approving the minutes from May 12th, 2022 as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, public comments, agenda items only. We have no public. President's report, I don't have anything. Committee reports will go right to finance.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports for May 30, the month of May 2022.
I'll second.
Just one day.
Just May 31st.
Just May 31st.
Okay, the general ledger, does anybody have any questions? Okay. Check register. Any questions?
Just as a reminder for me, what is Brain Fuse?
It is a homework health database, youth services database. So that's an annual cost for Letta.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sitting here looking. I'm sorry. That's an annual, so, yeah.
One time.
One time a year. And it's really the only YS database that we purchase on eLocker. So,
So I didn't seem familiar.
yeah.
I think I've asked that question.
It's hard with those things you only see once a year or a couple times a year.
Those are one.
Yes, right.
This time of the year, it's fine.
It's not big, I'm just curious, what's check number 6251-39258? Just curious what it is.
Oh, that's actually for the kickoff concert tomorrow night, the front porch concert.
Corner Boys.
The Corner Boys. So their company name is,
39, okay.
yeah.
It's just an interesting,
Yeah.
check. Yeah.
Okay, the income statement.
So overall, we're doing fairly well. I think we're 41% of the year is passed, so total expenses are about 35%.
Yeah.
We're rolling. I think I've mentioned to the board before, just with the delay in property tax bills going out, I probably will not be reinvesting the last CD when it matures, just in case we have to pull that money out. So I figure having access to some liquid cash just in case is not a bad thing until, that gets all straightened out with the county.
Did we switch banks yet?
Not yet, so.
But we are going.
I believe we're gonna switch to Wintrust. I need to contact them, and then, usually they have a resolution that the board will have to pass saying that they give permission, and then that whole process usually takes about 6 months from start to finish, just to, close up one account and make sure everything gets transferred over the right way, so. But, the good thing is that they have a municipal department of government.
But we'll still have a mortgage.
The line of credit loan will still be through Fifth Third.
And we're gonna keep it that way.
Yes. Yeah, it would be just like if you got any kind of, home equity loan. You don't have to
Right,
do it,
I'm
yeah.
just thinking, could
Yeah.
interest do us better, or?
We would have to refinance the whole thing.
Right.
We can ask about that. I don't know, quite frankly, that we would get better terms than what we've got right
Because it's gone
now.
up.
Because, when the loan starts, so that will start, I believe, in July. They're still waiting to close it out for, I just sent over some other financial stuff to Fifth Third, but I believe we'll start paying for it in July. And the percentage rate is 3.25%. So I think that we would be hard pressed, particularly now, to get a better rate. We can certainly ask them about that when the time comes, or, once we switch
Well,
over.
I just thought if we're moving everything
Yeah.
over there, they say, well.
Yeah, we'll have to, that will be part of the process, excuse me, because we believe, again, it's very difficult with Fifth Third. Suzanne and I were just talking about this the other day. We're not entirely sure if they will automatically pay that monthly payment once we start paying back on the loan. Right now, we've just been paying interest. Once we start paying principal and interest, if they'll pull it directly from our bank account or if they'll bill us. So,
Right.
yeah, it's been even with just them doing the interest, sometimes they pull it out and then other times they have not. So we'll just have to see. So obviously, if we close those accounts, we would have to say, we would have to write a check, actually. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But yeah, so the normal, to switch over from banks, like as a commercial entity or, the type of entity that we are, it takes about 6 months, start to finish.
More questions? We can vote on finance.
Sure. Okay, we'll vote on the financial reports for May 2022. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Hussein?
Yes.
Jost? Yes. Mason Jet?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Torres?
Yes.
Alright. Next, facilities, well, we just had our exterior walkthrough. Just highlighting that there is a packet that was on, should have been in front of everybody from SMC, kind of highlighting their recommendations. And Ed did kind of highlight most of those as well. We have scheduled a facilities meeting. All board members are welcome to attend. That'll be Tuesday, June 28th at 4 p.m. That is, Pam is expected to meet with John from SMC to kind of go over some more details. Because we know we have some bigger projects to do on the exterior, so hopefully we can kind of have a good game plan that we can reconvene. You're welcome to come if anybody would like to attend that meeting.
Is there anything in the budget now that we could start with?
There is some money in the budget now, because Ed and I had talked last year about, knowing that tuck pointing needed to be done and that kind of thing. So there are some funds that we will be able to potentially address some of these. Maybe, for sure, we probably want to address the immediate roofing issues, like there's a couple places for leaks, those kinds of things. So we'll want to take care of those. We might be able to do, we'll look at the gutters and that kind of thing. So that was the other big thing that we were maybe thinking about. One of the things, the timing issue becomes if anything is gonna potentially be more than $25,000, then we have to go out for bid. And then for all of these, I mean, I know just enough to be dangerous, and, you know, Ed knows quite a bit, but he's not an engineer and that kind of thing. So to write those bid documents, those would be something that I would probably suggest to the board that we contract with SMC to help us with those bid documents and handle the opening of the bids, kind of like, you know, on a lesser scale, but like what they did with the renovation.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of it's just gonna be, you know, as we talk about some of these building issues, you know, kind of, right, first we have to kind of have an idea of what they'll cost, so I know whether or not we have to go out to bid. Because there's some things like, I have no idea what check coating costs, right? I mean, it could be $100,000, it could be 25, it could be 10, you know, I'm sure about 10. But, you know, it's just, I don't know enough to say, yes, this we have to go out for bid for, this we don't, unless it's, you know, like I said, I know that we've got some roofing issues that'll be about $5,000. We've got a couple, there's some pump things that have been outlined in the SMC thing that we can take care of, that'll be under the 25,000. I think Ed and I are looking at one now that's gonna be $3,500, those kinds of things. So there are some of those smaller things that we can certainly try to take care of. But as we get to the bigger ticket items, it's not so much about not having the funds, it's about the timing, you know, and then having to go out to bid, and this, you know, that just adds time to all of those things, so. You know, and for some of it, you know, I mean, is it better to hold off on some of these things that maybe some of the supply chain issues may be resolved if we wait till 2023 to deal with some of
So
them?
can we, if we have money left over, we can hold that in?
We can put it in special reserves, and building maintenance is one of the things we can spend special reserve funds
Okay.
on. Yep.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
Yep. Yeah, so if we end up the year with, you know, hardly having spent anything out of the building maintenance line, for example, or the you know, kind of our special projects line, we can roll that all over into special reserves and build that up.
And then-
And then
okay.
spend those things on, all the things that we've talked about, we can spend special reserve funds on.
All right. Well, that discussion will be continued, definitely. So, all right. Policy, is there?
I know we have a meeting
upcoming?
before the July meeting.
I believe it is, let me.
I think it's the Thursday before the July
Yeah.
meeting. At 4.
July 7th.
I don't know, I'm just saying that's.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I'll double
I think
check.
it's July 7th.
Okay, yeah, I'll double check that.
I forget my.
Yeah. All right. I thought you guys had. So, no worries.
I'll send out an email.
Yeah. All right, staff reports. Do you have anything that you want to add or highlight to your report?
So with the leaving of Chad, as I pointed out here, we've created a new position for marketing. So there'll still be 3 people in the department, but a lot of what Chad did, because he was good at it, and it just kind of the way that the different responsibilities fell out. He did a lot of the content creation for the website blogs, editing of the newsletter, those kinds of things. So we did create a new position. Karina and I looked at this. Actually, we were really lucky because Wilmette Library just created or had a position. I think it was new for them as well, very similar to what we were doing. So we did actually just post that position. Yeah, what is it, yesterday or the day before. And when I last checked, there was like 8 applications on it.
Right.
So that person will focus. They won't have any kind of graphic responsibility because Bettina and Karina will still handle most of that, but they will do a lot of the kind of writing of the words, if you will. So that is a new position for us, and then so we'll be hiring for that over the next sometime in the next. I think that closes the 24th or 26th, something like that, and then we'll be. So our goal is to try to get someone hired in that position by the end of August. So I think that was the.
I do want to highlight that the library is back in the July 4th parade. So please come and walk.
Let me know if you are interested in participating with us, because once we get a sense of how many people will be involved, both board and or staff, we'll make, Karina and I will make some decisions about if we're gonna walk, if we're gonna have a car or whatever. So I think we're gonna walk, because we actually had to decide that when I registered, but we are in the parade again, and I have requested that, a spot up close to the front. So when Terry wrote me from the village, she goes, we can talk about where you want to be, because I think she wanted us, it was like an added incentive that if we could be closer, we would be more apt to participate, so, and that is true, so.
Was the last one the anniversary year that we were at the front?
I think,
So-
no, I think it was the year
Oh,
after.
okay, that's
Yeah.
true, maybe it was the year.
Yeah, so there was 1 year we were co-grand marshals, and then there was one more, and then the pandemic, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, which one was the really, really hot?
they've all been hot.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it was the last year we did it.
Was it?
super hot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So come out and join us.
Yeah, it sounds great, doesn't it? No, I think it was that one actually, because I remember, you probably didn't see it, I probably shouldn't say it, so, the director of the Deerfield Public Library is a Morton Grove resident, and so she saw me walking in the parade, and she came running out to the middle of the street with her cup of beer and was offering it to me. Because we all looked a little wilted, and I said, my boss is right here, so I probably shouldn't drink beer while I'm walking over there. I know, but it was so funny. It was just like, oh no, she goes, you look really hot.
She was just supporting you.
She was, it was great. So yeah, so if you are interested, please just let me know, just so I have a sense of how many people and what we're gonna do and that kind of thing, because we haven't decided some of that yet.
They're still insisting on holding it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the
Yes.
hospital today?
Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I wish they would at Niles. Niles has it in the morning.
I know.
So nice.
Well, my kids like that because they can hit both.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's.
my
true.
understanding is that because they also hire some of the marchers, and that these groups go from place to place, and that this is one of, yeah, it would be great if it was in the morning, but.
Yeah, it would.
But again, if you're interested, please let me know. Just drop me a note. Does anyone else have any questions? As I said, watching the tax thing, the latest I have heard is that the bills will be late, and they'll be pretty significantly late, but they're saying by this tax year, that this year that they will go out, and I have heard November, so.
It's crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, they want to keep it this year so that people can take advantage of any tax credits, right, for this tax year? But, it definitely has an impact, and, as I said, I think we should be fine, but I'm watching that even now, and, if I'm keeping really close track, so I can know in enough time to, like, tell selectors, for example, like, hey, we're not ordering anything, or something like that, but, my best analysis, which is not bad, but in sometimes it's a guess, right? Things happen, but we should be okay, as long as those bills do get sent out in November, but we will see. Because it's not like January 1, it's like a magic switch, and all of a sudden we've got all that money. We still have to wait then for those tax monies to come in, and then for, the tax bills for next year don't come until February, so. But hopefully after this year, this shouldn't be an issue, and that, going forward, everything should be right on track. But again, I feel pretty confident. We've got about 7 months of reserves, so I'm operating like at the level we are right now, so.
Thank you. Okay, unfinished business, after a walkthrough discussion, I think we kind of hit it. We'll continue this, Pam will have a discussion with John, the facilities committee will meet. Very well aware, keeping in mind of trying to use what monies we can from this year's budget, and I'm already kind of going in my head, like, well, things will easily snowball, like, if you do the roof, you should do the gutters, if you do the gutter, and so I think, and there's a lot of things that need to be done, so
And, you know, hopefully I'll have a better sense. And it's one of the things I will talk to John about, you know, when I meet with him, is obviously that's what they do, and he can give me a better idea about which of those things kind of go together, right? So that, right, saying, you know, what do I have to do right now? If I do that, what do I have to do next?
Right.
And to make some of those decisions, so like I said, we're,
You don't wanna do one and then that still needs to be done and that's gonna damage or whatever it is, so,
Exactly.
yeah. All right, you should have also had in front of you, the resolution. I will open a motion and then we can discuss. I will make a motion to approve resolution number 2022-01, resolution to adopt a non-resident library fee.
I'll second.
Thank you.
So for our newer trustees, this is a resolution that we pass every year. The state library requires libraries to indicate whether or not they participate in what they call the non-resident library card program. And then you have to indicate how you determine what that will cost. So there are very few areas around Morton Grove that are not served by a library district, either Morton Grove or Glenview or whatever surrounding community. So there is a very small section that can go to either us or Glenview, I believe. So we use what is called the mathematical model, and it's based, the cost, then the 350, so it changes every year what the amount is, because it's based on the property taxes that we get in, the population of Morton Grove, and then the average household size. So every year we'll vote on this, and then we post it to the Rails website, and so that we indicate to the state that we are participants in this program. And this actually is less than it has been the past few years because the population of Morton Grove has increased. So,
We can vote on the resolution. Hussein?
Yes.
Jost?
Yes.
Mason?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Great. Well, we got some very nice communications this month. One from Ms. Miller, one from Ms. Lund, so sweet.
yeah, that's really nice. She sends these to me regularly, and just,
So nice.
it is always nice to, I mean, I do think the community really kind of loves us, which is great.
Yeah.
But it is always nice to hear when people think things are going very well, so.
4 thank yous on the email.
Yeah.
4 thank yous.
Yeah,
All caps.
yeah,
That is nice.
yeah, well,
I mean, it's just so cute. She's like, I'm grateful for the man who works at the library.
I know.
You it was just so cute. Like she's,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you guys, I hope you know, the library is very beloved, but it's always nice to,
Especially in Hampton, nobody knows.
I know.
Yeah.
The stationery, right?
yeah. And her handwriting is lovely, my handwriting is awful. I'm just like, yes, I got it.
Well deserved.